Sometimes she won't say a single word. She won't like your photo. She won't text back right away, and she might even act like you're invisible. But quietly, without announcing it, her body will betray her. Little tells, tiny habits, moments when she forgets she's watching you. Those are the real signs. Pay attention, and you'll see a map of attraction written in plain sight. Look, guessing how someone feels about you is exhausting. You can waste nights replaying a text, making drama in your head. Instead, learn to read the quiet stuff. Today, I'll walk you through 8 powerful signs women secretly find you physically attractive. Clear, simple, no fluff. These aren't pickup lines. They're small human moves that tell the truth, even when words don't. Sign 1. The double check. Look, there's this thing women do without even realizing it. You'll be walking down the street, minding your own business, and out of the corner of your eye you catch it, the quick glance. But what really matters isn't the first look, it's the second one, the double check. That little moment when she looks away, then looks back again, just to confirm what she saw the first time. That's not random. That's attraction sneaking through when she thought no one was watching. I'll tell you a quick story. A friend of mine once said he never knew he was considered attractive until one day at a coffee shop. He walked past a group of girls, and one of them literally lifted her head twice to watch him walk by. He didn't approach, didn't say a word, but later, when he caught a reflection in the glass, he saw her staring again. That's the thing. Attraction is often silent. Women don't always come right out and say, "You're handsome." Instead, their eyes betray them. Why does this happen? Human brains are wired to check what interests us. It's like when you see a nice car drive by, you look once. Then, if you like it, you look again. Same thing with people. A woman won't waste her attention on someone she finds bland. But if she double-checks, it means something about you stood out. Your walk, your posture, maybe even your calm presence. That look is her brain's way of bookmarking you. Here's the catch, though. Most men miss it. Because usually, when it happens, you're already walking away. You don't even realize she just scanned you like a picture she wanted to save. But if you're sharp, you'll notice it. That brief flick of the eyes, that moment of curiosity. It's not a guarantee she's into you, but it's one of the purest signs you've got her attention. So next time you catch someone stealing that second glance, don't brush it off. That's her unspoken way of saying, "Wait, who's that?" Attraction doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers, and the double-check look is one of those whispers. Sign 2, she acts like she's not noticing, but she is. Funny thing about attraction, women often try to hide it. Instead of making it obvious, they cover it with little acts of, "I don't care." But that's exactly why it's so revealing. When a woman secretly finds you attractive, she might look away quickly when you catch her staring. She might act like she's glued to her phone, but then she laughs harder than usual when you're around. That's not coincidence. That's her trying to keep her cool while her body says something different. Think of it like this. She doesn't want to be too obvious, because being obvious feels risky, so she uses distraction. Maybe she plays with her hair, laughs at random things, or suddenly becomes very interested in what her friends are saying. But the truth is, her attention keeps swinging back to you. You'll notice it in her body language, the way she leans slightly toward you even when she's not in the conversation, or the way her shoulders angle in your direction. I once saw this happen at a party. A girl acted like she wasn't paying attention to a guy in the room, but every time he moved, she shifted too. She stayed in his orbit, always close, but pretending it was random. Her laugh got louder when he was nearby. Her energy changed whenever he walked in. The guy thought she wasn't interested because she never came over. But in reality, her whole vibe was screaming it. She was noticing, just not admitting it. This is attraction in disguise. And the funny part is, most men get discouraged because they think she's ignoring them. They take her pretending at face value. But here's the secret. If she's going out of her way to act like she's not noticing, that usually means she actually is, and it's eating at her not to show it. So don't be fooled by the casual act. Pay attention to the inconsistencies, the little giggles, the nervous gestures, the way her energy spikes when you're close. That's her shield slipping. That's the difference between indifference and hidden attraction. She's not ignoring you. She's noticing more than she wants to admit. Sign 3. Her voice shifts around you. Have you ever noticed how someone's voice just changes depending on who they're around? Maybe they talk normally with friends, but when they're speaking to you, it suddenly softens, speeds up, or even goes a little higher in pitch. That's not random. That's biology mixed with nerves. And when it happens around you, it's one of the most natural signs of attraction. Think about it. When we're comfortable, our voices stay steady. But when we're nervous, or when we're trying to impress, our bodies can't help but tweak the sound. It's a subtle giveaway. Women might not even realize they're doing it. They'll be mid-conversation, and suddenly their tone is lighter, maybe even slightly playful. Or, in another case, their words come out faster, almost like their brain is trying to keep up with the rush of energy they feel when you're near. Here's an example. A guy I know said he used to think a girl in his class hated him because she always seemed nervous when they spoke. Her sentences came out awkward, her laugh was too quick, and sometimes she tripped over words. Later, when they started dating, she admitted she wasn't nervous because she disliked him. She was nervous because she thought he was attractive. Her body just betrayed it. So pay attention when you talk to her. Does her voice shift compared to how she talks with others? Is she calmer with friends but more giggly with you? Does she pause, almost like she's worried about how her words will land? Those aren't just quirks. That's attraction working its way through her nervous system. And here's the key. Attraction doesn't always come out smooth and polished. Sometimes it's clumsy, awkward, even funny. If her voice changes around you, it's her subconscious saying, "You matter more than the rest." That's a powerful sign, one most guys overlook. Sign 4. She shows off, subtly. Attraction doesn't always whisper. Sometimes it tries to shine. And one of the ways women reveal attraction is by showing off, not in a big, flashy way, but in small, deliberate moments meant to catch your attention. Picture this. You're hanging out with a group, and suddenly she brings up a recent accomplishment. Maybe it's her promotion at work, a trip she took, or something new she learned. On the surface, it looks casual, just conversation. But if you listen closely, you'll realize the timing isn't random. She's bringing it up while you're around, because she wants you to notice. It can be as subtle as laughing a little louder when you're close, telling a funny story that makes her look fun, or casually adjusting her outfit when she knows you're looking. She's putting effort into how she appears in your eyes. That's not arrogance. That's attraction in action. I once saw this play out in a friend group. One girl, normally quiet, became extra animated when one particular guy showed up. She wasn't doing cartwheels or anything, but she made sure her stories were told when he was in the circle. She was showcasing herself, like saying, "Hey, I'm worth noticing too." The guy missed it completely, thought she was just being chatty, but everyone else saw it clear as day. The point is, when she's trying, even in small ways, to highlight her strengths, it's often for you. Showing off isn't always about vanity. Sometimes it's about signaling interest. If she values your opinion enough to shine in front of you, that's attraction, plain and simple. Sign 5. She mirrors you. One of the most fascinating human behaviors is mirroring. It's when someone unconsciously copies your movements, your posture, even your speech patterns. And when it happens, it usually means one thing: they feel connected to you. With women, mirroring is one of the clearest signs of hidden attraction. She might cross her arms when you do, lean back when you lean back, or sip her drink right after you. It sounds silly, but it's psychology. People mirror those they're in sync with. It builds connection without words. Here's the kicker: it's usually subconscious. She's not sitting there thinking, "Let me copy him." It just happens. Her brain tunes into your energy and her body follows. That's why it's so powerful. It's genuine. Imagine you're on a date. You lean forward and seconds later she does the same. You laugh a certain way and she echoes it. Even the way she phrases things starts sounding like you. That's mirroring. It's her body's way of saying, "I like the rhythm we have. I want to stay in step." Most guys don't notice it because it's subtle, but once you do, you'll never unsee it. And here's a tip: if you suspect she's mirroring, try a small test. Shift your position slightly and watch if she follows within a few moments. If she does, it's almost guaranteed she's tuned in. That kind of syncing doesn't happen without attraction. Sign 6. She finds reasons to be near you. Here's one that's obvious if you really think about it, but most guys overlook. When a woman secretly finds you attractive, she'll create reasons, sometimes small, sometimes bold, to be near you. At a party, she'll hover close to your group. At work, she'll suddenly show up at the coffee machine the same time you do. Out with friends, she might drift into your orbit, acting like it's just coincidence. But coincidence only happens once or twice. Repeated proximity, that's intentional. I've seen this countless times. A guy stands at the bar and a girl who has the whole room to move around ends up ordering her drink right next to him. She didn't need to, she wanted to. That closeness creates chances for interaction, and that's the point. She doesn't want to chase openly. Instead, she positions herself so that something might happen naturally. If you pay attention, you'll spot it fast. She's not chasing you outright, but she's giving you openings. She's putting herself where you can notice her. Attraction pulls people together like magnets, and when you see her choosing to be around you, that's not an accident. That's interest showing its face. Sign 7. Her friends give it away. Sometimes the clearest signs don't come from her at all. They come from her friends. Women's friend groups are like little echo chambers of secrets, and if she finds you attractive, chances are her friends know. And trust me, they're terrible at hiding it. You'll see them smirking when you talk to her, nudging her when you walk by, or giving each other looks that scream, "We know." It's not subtle. Friends love to tease. And if they're teasing her around you, that's a dead giveaway. I remember a time back in college when a guy walked into a party and instantly one girl's friends started giggling and pushing her toward him. She tried to play it cool, but her friends were practically announcing it with their behavior. The guy had no clue what was going on, but to everyone else it was obvious. She liked him, and her friends were in on it. So here's the lesson. Watch the group. Friends expose the attraction long before she does. If they treat you differently, if they tease her when you're near, if they suddenly act like matchmakers without words, it's because they see what you can't yet. Attraction spreads, and her friends are the first to show it. Sign 8. She makes the conversation personal. One of the strongest signs of attraction isn't loud or flashy. It's hidden in the type of questions she asks. When a woman is interested, she shifts from surface-level chat, weather, work, random things, into personal territory. She wants to know you, not just what you do, but who you are. She'll ask about your habits, your weekend routines, what you care about, maybe even your past. And the key part, she remembers the details. Weeks later, she'll bring up something you mentioned casually, proving she was paying attention. That kind of curiosity doesn't happen with people we don't care about. It happens when someone matters. Think about it. If you're talking to someone you don't find attractive, you keep it light. But when you're drawn to someone, you dig deeper. You want to know how they think, what drives them, what makes them tick. That's what's happening when she steers the conversation toward your personal world. I knew a girl who, during group talks, always managed to turn the spotlight back onto one guy. What do you think? How do you usually handle that? At first he thought she was just polite, but later he realized she wasn't doing that with anyone else. She was laser-focused on him. That wasn't politeness. That was interest. So if she's asking more personal questions, not just small talk, take note. That's attraction wrapped in curiosity. She's not just passing time. She's trying to connect with you. Attraction rarely announces itself with flashing lights. Most of the time it hides in small details. A glance that lingers too long, a laugh that sounds a little different, a conversation that suddenly feels more personal. And if you've noticed even a handful of these signs in your own life, here's the truth. You're probably more attractive than you give yourself credit for. But remember this. Being attractive isn't just about how you look. It's about how you carry yourself. The way you walk into a room, the way you treat people, the calmness you bring when everyone else is restless. That's the real magnetism. Looks may catch the eye, but presence is what makes people stay. So the next time you catch her double-checking you or her voice shifts around you, don't overthink it. Take it for what it is, a quiet compliment, proof that something about you stands out. That's not luck, that's you. If you spotted yourself in even 2 or 3 of these signs, tell me which ones in the comments. I read them all and I'll reply to the best ones. Hit that like button if this video opened your eyes, and subscribe to Behavior Insight for more no-fluff psychology breakdowns that make you sharper, calmer, and harder to forget.